Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Bintang with student number A1B2247073, and here I will make a task for studying and speaking course, the project text, and this is my week 4 or project 4. Okay, so without any further ado, let's start to the task. Presenter 1. Katie, tell us more about what we have just learned in the last few minutes. Well, yes, this will come short to few words. We had a statement within the last few minutes from Ricky Flynn, who is the wife of Hugh Edwards, who named him as the BBC presenter, posting allegation and sent about her husband that he was suffering from serious mental health issues and is now receiving inpatient hospital care, where he will stay for the foreseeable future, and she asked for privacy for her family. Now, as we've been reporting for days on the BBC, there has speculation ever since the Sun began to report on the presenter, and we haven't been able to name him, but this news will be such a shock to viewers. Yes, he's been named by his wife, and he is in hospital suffering serious mental health issues. It's a huge shock to all of us here at BBC News, of course, to announce this, and that has come in his last few moments. But you're right, we have heard a thing about resignation. What I would say though is that this is such dramatic news. I mean, this is a man who has embodied BBC failures, has been the face of the BBC, has hurt viewers' hands through so many kind of the momentous significant parts of our nation's history, that's general elections, royal events, the Queen's death, of course, the King's coronation. So I think we're all coming to terms with this news. With this news, clearly we've been saying for some time that now that we have known the identity of the presenter but haven't been able to name him for legal reason. Now we are able to, and clearly there has been huge speculation online, but this now definitively comes news. Presenter 2. There has yes, and in fact there's also been a lot more from Hugh Edwards' voice, which I think is these few moments to get across. Well, I'll read this statement from the police. So the police were handed information by the BBC earlier this week, so this relates specifically to the Sun's allegation that Hugh paid $70 forces will express his image. So this is at the heart of the allegations that they started. This is what detectives now say. The Texas from the Med Specialist Crime Command have concluded the assessment. So that's the material they've been placed and the information they've been given, and have determined there is no information to indicate that the criminal offense has been committed. In reaching this decision, they have spoken to a number of parties, including the BBC and the alleged complainant, and the alleged complainant's family will file under the police force. There is no further police actions as such that matters, advised the BBC. It can continue with its internal investigation. We're aware of media reporting of further allegations against the same individual, and specific detail or information about this allegation have been placed to us, and therefore there is no police action at this time. Should evidence of criminality or safeguarding issues of identified at any point, we will expect matters to be referred to the police force. I mean, effectively saying we will do our job if needs be, but the important element, there is no further police action. They look at the allegation effectively as first surfaced in the Sun, as it was passed to the BBC, and it was passed from the BBC to detectives, and they've decided there is nothing for them to do. There is no criminal allegation here. It is quite an extraordinary moment where that we have this situation where this leading television personality, on the one hand, is that effectively he has to his family that he has to be identified over something which the police have decided that actually is not worth them investigating. Presenter 1. Absolutely. So we have just received via the Press Association PA news agency along a statement from the Hugh Edwards wife Ricky Flynn, who says, in light of recent reporting regarding the BBC presenter, I'm here making this statement on behalf of my husband Hugh Edwards after what had been 5 extremely difficult days for our family. I'm doing this primarily out of concern for his mental well-being and to protect our children. Hugh is now suffering from serious mental health issues, as is well documented. She says he has been treated for severe depression in recent years. The events of the last few days have greatly worsened matters. He has suffered another serious episode and is now receiving partial hospital care where he has stayed for the foreseeable future. Once well enough to do, he intends to respond to the stories that have been published. To be clear, she goes on huge threads, was told that there were allegations being made against him last Tuesday in the circumstance that, given huge condition, I would like to ask the privacy of my family and everyone else caught up in these upsetting events is respected. I know there is huge is deeply sorry to that so many cliques have been impacted by the recent media speculation. We hope this statement will bring that to an end. So those are the words of his wife in the last few minutes. We had a major development on his story that has dominated the headline for many days. Now, for now, both of you through. Thank you. So that's my task for week 4 of listening and speaking course, and I'll end this here. And sorry and correct me if I do something wrong in this video. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.